We did a 2-year rental space, but that includes large storage
What do you feel about this?
and a larger concession.
Turning that area.
Small concession available for lease.
Could be.
Very well could be.
Okay, I'm going to call the Common Council meeting to order Tuesday, November 27th, 2018 at 6 o'clock p.m. Roll call.
Alderman Madden.
Here.
Alderman Kubaki.
Here.
Alderman Engelhardt.
Here.
Alderman Kapusta.
Here.
Alderman Borgman.
Here.
Alderman Hamel.
Here.
Alderman Wolf.
Here.
We have a quorum present.
Thank you. Statement of public notice.
Meeting was noticed in accordance with the open meeting law.
I have no communications this evening, no public comment, and we have a public hearing.
Please take notice that the Common Council of the City of Muskego will hold a public hearing at 6 p.m. or shortly thereafter on Tuesday, November 27th, 2018 at Muskego City Hall to consider the petition of the Commonwealth Companies to rezone property known as tax key number 2193.104 located at South 75 West 17476 Janesville Road. It is the former Muskego Elementary School. The petition is to grant a rezoning from I-1 Government, Institutional, and Public Service District to PD, Planned Development District, for the purpose of allowing the conversion of the existing school into 22 senior housing units and the addition of 18 townhouse-style units, non-age restricted, within 2 multifamily buildings on the property. The 2020 comprehensive plan also needs to be amended from government, institutional, transportation, and utility use to high-density residential use. The petitioner's application is available for public inspection at the City of Muskego Planning Division office. All interested parties will be given an opportunity to be heard.
Thank you. Adam?
Thank you, Mayor. As Jill mentioned, this public hearing tonight is for rezoning. We saw rezoning come forward on this property earlier this year from Enercon Companies. They were looking at doing something a little bit different than this. Their project in general just kind of fell through. They decided not to proceed with it, so the school put it back on the market or really never took it off. So now we have Commonwealth Companies who's looking for this rezoning. As was mentioned, they want to preserve the existing school. They want to preserve its character and a lot of the interior features of it. The best way they found to do that was with 22 senior housing units, so there'll be a mix of 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom units within the existing school. So the way this basic shape and stuff of the school would stay as is. Their application, if you read it in your packet, they talk about they feel it's real important to kind of keep that piece of history in this city. So that's why they're leaving that building as is. And then the second part of their proposal is the 18 townhouse style units, and we just noted non-age restricted because they wouldn't be specific to seniors. Anyone could lease them. They'd be split into 2 buildings, an 8-unit building and a 10-unit building, each which having 3 bedrooms in each unit. There would be some attached garages as well as some detached garages for this project. Now keep in mind, the proposal tonight that we're talking with the public hearing isn't the full site layout architecture, even though there's some really basic details in your packet. It's really just the idea of the density and zoning. The only reason that they really have to ask for a plan development, even though they need a rezoning no matter what, the plan development's only needed because they want more than 16 units in one building. The zoning code with using the straight RM1 zoning only allows 16 units in a building. So anytime somebody in Muskego wants more than 16 units in a building, they have to go to a plan development, which we've approved many of them in the past couple of years. So because they want the existing school building to have 22 units, that kicks in the plan development requirement. Otherwise, they're meeting all of the normal RM1 requirements as far as density. So their total unit count would be 40 units between the 2 or 3 buildings, I should say. Based upon the zoning, in theory, they could ask for, they could be allowed up to 48 units and even maybe a 10% bonus above that. But they've made it noted in their submittal that they're only asking for 40. So they aren't maxing out, if you want to word it that way, what they maybe could do here potentially. Other than that, the rezoning, if approved, would be subject to approval of a building site and operation plan from the Plan Commission. So that way, they do have to go through that step through Plan Commission to make sure that the architecture and everything else is up to snuff for what the city wants to see. And then they would do a lot of reworking of the site. They'd be removing a lot of paving, establishing a lot of green space, installing some stormwater features that would be required.
Thank you, Adam. And again, tonight's just a public hearing, so there's no discussion up here. If anyone here wishes to speak regarding this public hearing, you can come up and pick up the microphone, state your name and address, and share your comments. If you just pick up the microphone there and speak into it and give us your name and address.
My name is Elaine Maas, M-A-A-S. It's West 175 South 7486 Park Drive. Live right down from the school. And I'd like to state that our neighborhood is a neighborhood of subdivisions, single-family homes. And I don't know how you would appreciate it to have all these big buildings in the back of you that just won't look right. And there should be a playground there because all the kids in the neighborhood, adults, they come and play and they walk their dogs and they use the playground equipment at the school. It should be, to me, a park that is in the middle of Muskego that everybody can see. I know we have nice parks around, but there's no park in our neighborhood for the children to play and to go to. And I just feel that that's important, that we don't have these great big buildings. I could see single-family homes, but not these multiple-story buildings and apartments behind us. And I'd like to know, too, what consequences would be on our taxes in our homes in our area. And also, the property tax, if they're going to go up or down. It'd be nice to know because we live there and we have to pay, and we want to know if our property values are going to go up or down also. So it's kind of like what I have to say. So thank you for listening.
Thank you. Is there anyone else?
Hi, my name is Dennis Kaminski, and I'm at West 175, South 7510 Park Drive in Muskego. I have a few questions that need to be asked. Down my property, I take all of the runoff that comes from the school property down my property, and it drains between my property and Mr. Barnes' property. We can't even get the city to put up a beehive on that. It gets clogged from all of the leaves that are left in the school. So I want to know who's going to pay for the property improvements there and if my property is going to be affected there. And also, I would like that just to remain a park back there for the city. I don't think the city can, not necessarily afford, but have the capability of allowing another senior property. We don't even have 100% properties filled at all of our senior homes as in the city of Muskego as they currently are.
Thank you. Is there anyone else?
My name is Mike Bartholomew. I live at South 74 West 17381 Richard Lane. One of my concerns is it was brought to my attention that that land was donated. And I don't know if the city is able, or the school, I suppose is that technically owned by Muskego, Norway?
Yes.
Okay, can they actually sell it then, or is there any stipulations? There was nothing in the, okay. And I agree with the other people about the park and everything, and the other concern I have is traffic patterns and stuff, and I'm sure that'll come soon enough once they get, if they get it approved and get it figured out. But, and the other concern is how high are the buildings going to be? You're going to shove a 4-story building down our throat again like they did over at the old mall site? And I guess that's about all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Next.
Hi, I'm Joan Kaminski, W175 S7526 Park Drive. Couple concerns I have is, one, are we going to continue to be paying for the lake, which we don't really have rights for down our road? And if these people are going to be getting lake rights for free, are we going to still have to pay the same lake passages where we pay $79 a year and they are going to be paying nothing? And another thing, because we don't really have lake rights down our road, which we have deed entitled to. And another thing, I've heard playground. And yes, right off of Durham Drive where they've got all these big, beautiful homes and they've got this nice new little park. And again, we have nothing. We've got all these condos in front of us and we're going to have all these homes and whatever you want to call them behind us. And again, we're kind of pushed in the center. And I don't know that we're ever going to have like even a pathway to some of the stores one way or another. We've been locked into our own little road. We don't have even something through the school that we've been able to walk through because we've been gated out of our road. And so are we going to have any type of walkway anywhere? We can't do anything. We're on our road, we have no sidewalk, we have nothing. And sometimes I think Park Drive is nothing. We've got now the little, what do you want to call it, sewerage at the end of our road. We've got nothing but a school, which we're going to have, 40 rooms for seniors. Okay, so we've got seniors. We've got seniors, how many places now? We've got Muskego Center, Swanto Zone. We've got now the big Heritage down at Test Corners. We've got Tudor Oaks. We've got the new one, senior place right out here now. How many places? Yes, we've got lots of seniors in Muskego. I mean, I'm 2 doors away from the school. But how many seniors are we ever going to place? I mean, we've got them dying just as many as we've got anybody. Please, let's start thinking about some of these. I mean, we've got what? We've got 3 bedrooms now that are going to go, 8 families one way, 10 families another. Let's start thinking about how many places, how many houses are we going to accommodate? We've got the 2 new apartment buildings over on Parkland. They're not even filled. The one isn't filled, the other one's now just being built, and you're going to add a 3rd one now. I mean, I think we're being too many buildings for not enough people. And I think we should start thinking about getting a big box store or something here instead of all these houses that we're not going to fill. Thank you. And in fact, I've been here since 1951, more than a lot of you people. So let's start thinking something that takes our taxes down.
Okay, next.
Hi, Adam Sherman, W175S7479 Park Drive, just down the street from some of these fine folks. Nice to hear some of my neighbors echoing some of the thoughts I have. For sure, the park should stay. I understand the land along Janesville, that's prime real estate development land. The school, I'll say something positive. That's great that they want to preserve the school building. It fits, it makes sense to keep it. It does have historic value, so I like that. As a senior living, yeah, that seems excessive. We get a couple things in the city. We get banks, we get senior living. It's been a little depressing to see some of the development, but I like that idea of keeping the school. But I really don't think the park space should be rezoned for townhomes. As some people have said, we're pretty cut off. I know there's some parks across Janesville, there's some parks farther down, but I have 2 small children. I can't expect them to cross Janesville to go to parks. We already lost the school. That was a pretty big blow. I don't want to lose the one area for them to play, to ride bikes, to do stuff like that. If you look at your 2020 plan, some of the statements in there, this doesn't fit. Obviously, you need to amend it anyway to have this be part of it, but it says downtown should incorporate a sense of place and destination for residents and visitors. I'm not sure how that would do this. Work towards a park once and walk, transform it into a better place to live, work, and play, implement novel ideas to enhance Muskego's quality of life, work to institute a farmer's market. Those are just some of the things I found in that plan. I don't see how this is going to do any of that. It's just a little disappointing. Finally, the last thing I'd want to say is that I think we should consider the amount of rental units in the city. The owner-occupied to rental ratio seems to be changing. I'm not sure that's good. I think you want owners, brings long-term commitment, brings, commitment to the city, people who care. If you look just north of the city of Waukesha, the ratio has changed recently for more rental units than owner-occupied, and I think some results, schools are going downhill there. I think
Thank you. Is there anyone else?
Yeah.
Okay, we're just going to get a battery here. If you wait a minute.
Always something.
There must be a short street somewhere.
I think we changed these the last time.
Drinking this.
Insect, it doesn't have it on there. Lennon, Center, Michigan, Park, good, Harbor. I don't know. Maybe. Or the little curve street.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jerry Cobalt, South 74, West 17407, Richards Lane, exactly across the street from the school field. I built my house there in 1972, and at that time there was a called Mitzi subdivision. There's 5 or 6 houses there that I was told had access to the lake, and the school field was a big plus for me building my house there. I really don't know if I have any control as to what you're going to do with it, but so far it appears as though you took our lake rights away. With that park, I was told we didn't pay taxes on it. That's why we don't have the same rights as they have on Center Drive, which looks like the big bucks makes the money. Trace Locos puts a pier in there, then it's legal. I didn't care for that, but I like the idea that she stated before that these people are going to come in and have free access to the lake without paying the lake rights associations that we must pay over the years without having any access to the lake. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? I think he turned it off.
There we go. Kevin McDonald. I'm Vice President of Development for the Commonwealth Companies. Thanks for having us tonight. Just wanted to speak in favor of the project. We're very excited to find a reuse for the school. We've done a number of historic adaptive reuse projects of schools, and they really turn out to be great projects. It's always nice to have the grand openings and have alumni come through and preserve the history of the community. So that's something we do a lot of, and we're very excited about that. As you guys know, the tax base is a big piece of the project. That project will put the property back on the tax base. It's obviously currently a drain on the school district's resources, so that's a big plus. We are, well, I should give you a little bit of background on Commonwealth. So we're a developer, property management company, and we have in-house general contracting. But I always like to highlight we're based out of Fond du Lac. Most of our construction team comes out of the Fond du Lac area, but we do hire local subs. That is a big focus for us. We only have in-house painters and carpenters, and knock on wood, lately we've been so busy we aren't even able to use our in-house carpenters and painters on the project. So we do typically like to try to use our finished carpenters to make sure we can control the quality of the finished carpentry work at the end of the project, and that controls the quality. In terms of kind of the management, we do very thorough criminal and financial background checks. We manage thousands of units across the country, so we have a very professional management team, and we've done just about 50 projects within the state of Wisconsin. So, and we've worked very closely with city staff on making sure we're providing a development that has density that's consistent with the surrounding neighborhood and would fit in. So we feel like it's a great fit, and the new construction family units are a huge demand. We're working on getting our market study finalized as we speak, and the preliminary numbers are looking very good. And then in terms of, I know quite a few people have mentioned the demand for seniors, the demand for the senior units is really strong as well. So, yeah, I think that's all I had. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay, we have one more. And I think you'll have to turn it back on, the microphone. Push it up.
My name is Charlotte Coble. I live at South 74 West 17407 Richard Lane. I'm not really objecting to the school portion of remodeling. However, I cannot see how you can put 3-bedroom townhouses in a small area like that, crowding the lake. It's going to be super congested. You have 2 dead-end streets there. The population of children and adults crowding that small subdivision is ridiculous. I mean, come on, townhouses, 3 bedrooms in that 1 block area. And it's all dead end, it's all single family houses, how it's been that way for years, and now we're gonna turn it into a nightmare. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Okay, with that, I will close the public hearing, and future discussions will be at Plan Commission December 4th and Council December 11th. Consent agenda.
Approval of common council minutes for October 23rd and November 13th. Approval of operator licenses. Resolution 98. Approval of lease agreement between the City of Muskego and Test Corners Volunteer Fire Department. And Resolution 99. Close the dark store loopholes, stop the shift.
Move to approve and gross.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda items approved unanimously. There's no new business. We have unfinished business. Ordinance 1423, an ordinance to amend Chapter 26322 of the City of Muskego Municipal Code, disposal of abandoned or unclaimed personal property. This is the second reading. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. And then ordinance 1424, an ordinance to amend Chapter 263-23 of the City of Muskego Municipal Code, use of cigarettes, nicotine, tobacco, and vapor products restricted. This is also the second reading. And motion, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it is also approved unanimously. Review of committee reports.
Finance Committee for October 23rd, 2018.
Thank you. First reading of ordinances and possible second reading if rules waived. Ordinance 1425, an ordinance to amend the zoning map code and 2020 comprehensive plan of the City of Muskego from II to PD, former Muskego Elementary School. Again, this is the first reading. License approval.
Approval of a Class B retailer's license for the sale of fermented malt beverages and intoxicating liquor for Board Together LLC located at West 189, South 77, 73 Racine Avenue, with conditions as recommended by the Finance Committee.
Is there a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved unanimously. Voucher approval.
Motion to approve utility vouchers in the amount of $26,092.62.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Is approved.
For no tax vouchers, motion to approve general fund vouchers in the amount of $166,989.14.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Is approved.
And motion to approve wire transfers for payroll transmittals in the amount of $465,197.81.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Is approved. City official reports, I have nothing this evening. Communications and miscellaneous, we have these, I'm going to ask again because got people waiting for calls. Is there anybody who has an update for any of these, their committees? No? All right. I'm sure everybody in the audience appreciates that. Future agenda items, reconsiderations?
I got a question. Can we get an update on Parkland Mall and where it stands on the?
Good one, yeah.
Parkland Town Center?
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much.
With the big, well, everything would be nice, but it's specific.
Well, you can contact Adam, and he can tell you.
Okay, but
Just, I mean, there's nothing this body can do, it's all approved, but he can give you updates.
Yeah, but we've had updates at meetings before, I
yeah,
think.
I think it would be
Kind
good
of shows
if,
what we're at.
you know, just do it all at once.
Okay,
Figure it
we'll
out.
have Adam, we'll put that under, or we can do that at committee of the whole, because we're going to probably, maybe have another one. Whichever, we'll see. Okay. With that, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you for your patience. We got to call this one.
Can we take like a 2-minute break?
Sure. You need a quick, we're gonna take a, like a 3-minute break.
One.
I'm gonna time you. So how do I bring this back in?
I said, oh, man.